brought to you by your locally owned Midas in Belleville, Brockville, and Kingston. With the industry's best warranties and over 1,000 five-star reviews, come and experience the Midas difference.
Certainly a lot colder in the wake of the snow, and you're saying, what do you mean in the wake of the snow? We're still getting some. That's not really snow. That's sort of lake effect squall snow. There's a big difference. We'll talk about that in just a second. So yes, lake effect snow, windy conditions, a risk of snow squalls continuing into. We're not going to let go of that for another day, and much colder temperatures. It's getting cold now, but it's going to get even colder as a little sliver of that polar vortex. Look at this cold air. This is what's been plaguing the prairies. Now it's sunken far enough to the south. This is going to shift this way a little more, and so we're getting a taste of it now, but in a couple days, by the time we just tee up the weekend on Friday and into Saturday, you're really going to notice a big drop in temperatures. Cool today, -6 in Belleville in Kingston. Smiths Falls had a -6 as well. Brockville at -5, -7 in the nation's capital. We had a -8 in Peterborough, Oshawa, and -9 in Toronto today. The seasonal norm for a daytime high in Kingston is -3 and -13 for an overnight low. And we're going to see daytime highs in the overnight low range fairly soon. Wind chill at a -14 right now with that -6, and we were experiencing some flurries in the last hour. It's sort of slowing down. 4 centimeters of just snow today, the squalls that we had. But since Friday evening, we had about 7 centimeters of snow central Kingston. We had about 10 to 12 centimeters north of the 401. Big difference because of the rainfall that we got close to the lake. And there are other areas north of Highway 7 and to the east up through Quebec. They saw between 20 and 30 centimeters of snow. We've got a nice weather wallpaper picture for you to show the difference in just a few minutes. Yeah, it really varied from that Colorado low depending on what part you were in that system as it was moving through. Were you in the warm sector? Were you in the cold sector? Were you close to the lake? Lake Ontario, of course, at about 5 or 6 Celsius right now, so much warmer than that air that's moving across it. So this is what we're facing now. We're still getting that troughing, those westerly winds moving across Lake Ontario, picking up that moisture and throwing it in our face in the form of squalls. We do have some low pressure moving along the eastern seaboard, and this is what's going to bring some periods of snow as this low that's heading off to Atlantic Canada, large enough, widespread enough effect that it's going to bring us some flurries. With that said, there's also that lake effect to put on top of it. So we're looking at anywhere from 5 to 10 centimeters, depending on how close you are to the lake. Those closer to the lake could see near 10 centimeters of snow. And this low in the north sort of breaks up a bit, but all of a sudden we see 3 lows, depressions sort of forming. They'll all get organized into one low and head through, but I think it's going to be more of a weather maker for northern Ontario and central and northern Quebec. For us, maybe a little troughing. You know, maybe we're going to see a big change in temperature as these lows move east and start to get organized. So here are the squalls that we're seeing, and it doesn't seem to end anytime soon. It just keeps, that west wind just keeps moving across Lake Ontario, generating flurries and squalls. You get away from the lake, they're not really seeing much of anything, but locally we're seeing some squalls. There's the snow from that low that's moving up along the coast, and as it moves out and we actually see some clearing, you think, oh, it's over. We're still getting that lake effect. We're still seeing squalls over Lake Ontario, and so I wouldn't rule out that 30 to 40% chance of some flurries or squalls over Wednesday, and even into Thursday morning we're looking at that probability. And here's your alerts for the region. Yes, we have snow squall warnings, especially through the Prince Edward County region. Also some freezing spray. You get that too when those winds are strong along the water. I can't wait to see those low pressure, can't wait to see those weather wallpaper pictures of all that icing along the shoreline. We get some pretty neat configurations along the docks and waterfronts. And then of course weather advisories for most of us between Belleville and up through Gananoque. You're still looking at some you know, that effect off the lake. You're still looking at the chance of flurries, but certainly not as bad as those areas getting the snow squall warnings. Belleville high -7 and 5 to 10 centimeters of snow is possible. You could see 5 centimeters tonight and then another 5 to 10 tomorrow, all due to the lake effect snow and our squalls. Wednesday high -9, mix of sun and cloud. For Thursday, cloudy and a high -5. And in Brockville, -6 with a good 5 centimeters of snow through the day tomorrow. For Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud, -9 down to minus double digits over Wednesday and Thursday night. As the sunshine continues Tuesday, it's still a cold one. Smiths Falls up to -6 tomorrow, cloudy skies and 5 centimeters of snow. For Wednesday, -9, a mix of sun and cloud down to a -14 that night, and -6 is your high Thursday with a mix of sun and cloud, and down to nearly -20 Thursday night. Kingston, your forecast, 5 centimeters of snow tonight. We will see those winds die down a little bit of the overnight, then back up, creating a little bit of that risk of squalls. We do have 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. That low along the coast could reach in with some flurries as well. Wednesday, high -8, mostly cloudy, and that chance of flurries still with us thanks to lake effect. Thursday, it's a high -5, mostly cloudy, and yeah, much colder temperatures over Friday and Saturday. -11 both days, Friday and Saturday for daytime highs. We see some clearing Sunday, and temperatures improve, a high -7, and for Monday, mostly cloudy, a high of -1. Does that mean the temperatures are back on the upswing? Well, we'll have to wait and see with your 10-day outlook a little later. Right now, it's time for your weather wallpaper.
Weather Wallpaper is brought to you by Christine Geary's Maple Leaf Tours Travel Cruise. Visit mapleleaftours.com to get into the picture.
Elizabeth from Verona sends this in, and it was a heavy snow. Even though in Verona and areas north of the city got snow and not that rain that followed the snow and then back to snow in the morning like we did in the central Kingston area, it was still a wet and heavy snow. You can see it bending the boughs on that tree. And this is in Ladysmith, Quebec. Where that dog is walking is a dock over a lake. Like, the snow is so heavy and thick there. There's anywhere from 20 to 30 centimeters in parts of Quebec as a result of this Colorado low. They had much colder air. They did not get that warmer sector of the system. They did not get that lake effect like we did here. And so, yeah, they certainly saw a whole lot more snow as a result of the Colorado low.
Well, don't put away those shovels just yet by the sounds of it, Bill. We are right in the thick of winter now.
Yes, we are.
And out shoveling on Sunday, I believe I heard thunder snow.
Yes, there was some thunder snow in the region. Widespread, too. It was all over the place.
Yeah.
Saw a lot of Facebook posts, and people to the north of 7, and people to the east, Smiths Falls, they were talking about it as well.
Okay, so certainly a lot of back-breaking work ahead, but as you were just showing us now, some wonderful pictures to emerge from this wintry weather. And we will look for your 10-day forecast coming up later. Thank you, Bill. Well, a cold week in store, but what about beyond that in the 10-day outlook, Bill?
Well, we may see a big rise of temperatures again, as you can see from our 10-day outlook. It's pretty cool now, below normal, -6 for a high tomorrow as we see the lake effect snow and squalls thanks to westerly winds. 5 to 10 centimeters is possible. That's also due to a low that's moving up the eastern seaboard. Wednesday, a cool -8 for daytime highs. We hang on to about a 40% chance of flurries, some sunny periods. Thursday, high -5, mostly cloudy. It looks like cloudy conditions over Friday and Saturday as we bottom out. Yes, very cold temperatures. It'll be near -20 Friday night into Saturday morning in some parts of eastern Ontario. Sunday, a high -7, mainly sunny conditions. Back to more cloud Monday as we see temperatures rising. By Wednesday, we'll be as high as 3 as the chance of mixed precipitation returns. A good chance of showers Thursday with a high of 2.
So, Bill, those temperatures obviously don't include wind chill, so is it going to be much colder than it looks, especially Friday, Saturday there?
Yeah, we're not sure exactly what the wind velocity will be, but all it takes is 5 to 10 km/h winds when it's that cold to present a wind chill that matters. So, yeah, I'd say it'd be a factor.
And we'll go from biting cold and squalls to maybe showers next week.
I know, and we might lose all the snow we're getting now. So get out on the hill and toboggan.
Well, you can. Okay, we'll be right back.
You're watching CKWS News at 11.
A whole lot of snow over the weekend, some rain for those close to Lake Ontario Friday night and into Saturday morning. But areas north, it was all about the snow, and some parts of Quebec got over 20 centimeters, near 30 centimeters of snow. We are looking at more snow, and not part of any strong low-pressure system. There is one coming up along the coast that's going to bring us some flurries and snow. But what we're getting now is lake effect. You've got this very cold Arctic air blowing westerly across a very warm body of water. about a +6 is what Lake Ontario is reading on the surface, and we're getting these very frigid Arctic airs moving across the lake, and that's what's kicking in. That troughing of cooler air is bringing in lots of flurries for the next few days. We've got 3 small depressions in the north that are sort of getting organized and turning into a single low, but that may be more of a weather maker for northern parts of Ontario and Quebec. For us, we might actually see some partial clearing. Belleville, a high -7. You've got about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on tap for tomorrow. Wednesday, mix of sun and cloud. Quite cool, -9 and down to a -11 that night. For Thursday, -5 for a high and mostly cloudy conditions. Brockville, you'll be up to -6 tomorrow. Some more snow, about 5 centimeters. Not getting the lake effect, so you won't see it near 10 centimeters. Wednesday, high -8, mix of sun and cloud. More of the same Thursday and a high -6. Smiths Falls up to -6 tomorrow with a good chance of some snow, up to 5 centimeters. Wednesday, -9 and a mix of sun and cloud. And Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud, a high -6. Everybody seeing those colder temperatures, nearly a -20 Thursday night in Smiths Falls. Kingston, your forecast, a high -6 tomorrow, a little more snow, 5 centimeters tonight, and then another 5 to 10 centimeters tomorrow, thanks to lake effect and the risk of squalls. Wednesday, a high -8, mostly cloudy. For Thursday, we've got no flurries, a high -6, but we see things really cool off over Friday and Saturday, minus double-digit daytime highs. Yes, back up to a -7 though on Sunday, and some sunshine, mostly cloudy Monday, and a high of -1.